It's time for Fridays with AI, where we ask AI to rewrite Philly sports history. Every Friday, only on This Day in Philly Sports History.
4th of July or not, that's right. It is time for Fridays with AI. And for the 4th of July, I decided to do something a little fun. I've been toying with this for a few weeks now, but I just always wondered what would happen if you take a bunch of Philly sports legends and put them in a room and have them go down rabbit holes, talk about the fans, talk about their careers. So I had AI, I said, choose 8 Philly sports legends, have them sit at a round table and just discuss their careers and their time in Philly. So AI decided that should be Dr. J, Allen Iverson, Mike Schmidt, Chase Utley, Brian Dawkins, Reggie White, Bobby Clark, and Bernie Perrant. So I had them all sit down and discuss, loaded it up into the deep dive machine. And here is a recap of how the conversation went.
Welcome to the deep dive. We sift through interesting sources to pull out, well, the most important bits of insight for you.
And today we're tackling something a bit different. It's a really cool hypothetical scenario.
Yeah, imagine this. 8 absolute icons from Philly's big sports teams, all in one room, sharing what they really think.
Not just athletes, right? These are like the Mount Rushmore guys for Philadelphia sports.
Exactly. So our mission here is to really unpack what it means to represent a city like Philadelphia, specifically through its, unique and pretty demanding sports culture.
We're pulling insights, maybe some surprising stuff, those aha moments from this imagined roundtable.
It's quite the lineup. Let's just run through who's hypothetically in this room.
Okay, so for the Sixers, you've got Julius Erving, Dr. J, and Allen Iverson.
Legends.
Phillies are represented by Mike Schmidt and Chase Utley.
2 eras right there.
Eagles, Brian Dawkins, and the Minister of Defense, Reggie White.
Wow.
And from the Flyers, the Broad Street Bullies era, Bobby Clark and Bernie Parent.
Just picturing them together is something else. So the moderator in the scenario, they get right to it. The core question. What does it mean to represent Philly?
Yeah, and that really sets the tone, doesn't it? How these giants see their link to the city, to the fans.
Okay, so let's dig into that first bit, the Philly standard. Expectation, effort, earning respect.
Right. And what jumps out immediately is Dr. J's take. He says Philly expects excellence. Okay, sure. But then he adds, more importantly, it respects effort.
Respects effort.
That second part feels critical. It's like they value the grind, seeing you work for it, maybe even more than just a smooth win. He said he knew he'd hear it if he didn't bring it every night.
You can feel that. It's like that blue-collar thing bleeding onto the court or the field.
Yeah.
And Brian Dawkins, you can just imagine him saying this, right? He just jumps in with facts.
Yeah, classic Dawkins.
He connects it to playing with your soul on fire, says Philly taught him to bleed green, that deep Eagles loyalty. He apparently still feels it just walking down Broad Street.
So it's not just about the W, it's about the how much heart you put in.
Which leads right into earning that fan loyalty. And Mike Schmidt, he tells this story that's kind of amazing.
Yeah, this one's wild. He says fans booed him, even when he was leading the league in home runs.
Wait, Mike Schmidt, leading the league, getting booed.
Yeah.
That's Philly, I guess. What does that tell you about the fans there?
Well, Schmidt says it showed him he had to earn their respect just by showing up every day. Consistent effort. He called Philly a place that pushes you, but, and this is key, once they love you, it's forever.
It's like tough love, but the love part is real and lasting.
Exactly. And Allen Iverson kind of riffs on that too. From his perspective, he didn't need that championship ring. He felt the fans knew. He left it all out there.
You definitely got that feeling watching him play.
Right. He talks about playing hurt, playing small, but always with heart. And then he drops that line, I am Philly, man. Just owns it.
That's powerful. The idea that effort, that heart, can sometimes mean more than the final score, at least in terms of connection. It's like a different kind of contract between the player and the city.
Totally. It's built on respecting the grit. And this ties into that whole toughness identity, right?
Oh, yeah. Can't talk Philly without talking tough.
And who better than Bobby Clark? He talks about the Broad Street Bullies. They weren't just playing hockey. He says they had to fight for everything, literally, and the city. They loved it.
It defined an era, absolutely. And it set a certain expectation, didn't it?
For sure. Even Reggie White, who wasn't there as long as some others, said Philly shaped him, taught him toughness and pride. He still feels like an Eagle.
That says a lot. If even a shorter stint leaves that kind of mark,
Yeah.
it shows how deep that city gets under your skin.
Yeah, it really does. It's like the city leaves its imprint on you for good.
Okay, so the athletes are definitely forged in this intense environment, but it's not just them demanding it of themselves, right? The fans are a huge piece of this.
Oh, indispensable.
Yeah.
They're not just spectators. Chase Utley put it really well, talking about the 2008 Phillies World Series team.
Yeah. What do you say?
He said Philly saw themselves in that team. You know, hard-nosed, blue-collar, no flash, just results.
That makes perfect sense for that team. Grinders.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
He remembers the parade, calls the fans the best in the world. The team was like a mirror, reflecting the city's identity back at it.
That's a powerful connection when the city sees itself on the field like that.
And Bernie Parent, the goalie, he gives the fans credit not just for the noise, but for the wins. He says flat out, without the fans, we never win those cups.
Wow.
He called the Spectrum, their old arena, a fortress, purely because of the fans. And he says he could still hear that chant, you know the one, only the Lord saves more than Bernie, still echoes for him.
Chills. That's amazing. So the fans weren't just watching, they were practically part of the team's defense.
That's the feeling, yeah. It's this symbiotic thing. More than just cheering, it's like a shared force, making their home ice or home field almost unbeatable.
Okay, this unique bond, this whole discussion, it builds up perfectly to the moderator's next question, which is juicy.
Oh yeah, this is where it gets fun. The question is basically, okay, legends, who's the most Philly athlete ever?
Huh. How did that go down? You can imagine the egos and the respect clashing a bit there.
Well, Iverson jumps in first, naturally. He nominates Dawkins, and then, adds himself with a grin.
Of course he does.
But then Dawkins, he kind of playfully throws it back. He points to Chase Utley, and his reason is perfect. He says Utley slid into second like it was personal.
Oh, that perfectly captures Utley, doesn't it? That gritty, all-out style.
Totally. Then Utley, being Utley, sort of deflects. He points to Bobby Clark. Says Clark was Philly before any of us.
Acknowledging the history there, the foundation.
Exactly. It's like passing the torch, recognizing that Broad Street bully toughness that Clark embodied.
And Dr. J, who did he pick?
Dr. J, ever the statesman, brings up Mike Schmidt. Says his bat echoed in every neighborhood. So you see, they each pick someone who captures that Philly essence.
Different facets of the same spirit.
Right. But then Bobby Clark steps in.
Yeah.
And he just lays down the truth bomb.
Okay. What did he say?
He apparently pauses, looks around, and just says something like, appreciate it, but truth is, this city makes you Philly, not the other way around.
Whoa, okay. That kind of stops you in your tracks, doesn't it?
Yeah, total mic drop moment. It flips the whole thing. It's not just about representing Philly, it's about Philly shaping you.
The city itself is the active ingredient, the thing that forges the athlete. So what does that mean for, a rookie coming into Philly today?
It means you're not just signing a contract, you're stepping into this intense relationship with the whole city. Philly demands something specific from you. And if you meet that demand, it changes you. It builds this bond, this legacy that's way bigger than just stats.
It explains why these guys, decades later, still feel that connection so strongly.
Exactly. It's deep.
Okay, so as this incredible hypothetical chat wraps up, the moderator throws out one last scenario. Kind of an ultimate fantasy team moment.
Yeah, the question is, all right, all 8 of you, same team, one game, winner take all for the city. What happens?
Oh, man. What was the vibe? Confidence, I assume?
Understatement. It was immediate, unanimous. Dr. J just says, blowout.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Got it.
Dawkins follows up with domination.
No hesitation.
And Clark, bring that bully energy, adds, we don't just win, we make the other team remember it. It's about imposing your will, leaving a scar.
Then the individual flair comes out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Iverson pipes up, I'd drop 40. You knew that was coming.
Naturally.
Utley, thinking about the tough games, predicts win it in extras. Like, even if it's a fight, they'll find a way.
Still confident, just knows it might be a grind.
Right. And then Bernie Parent gets the last word on defense. And I shut him out.
The complete package. Offense, defense, grit, clutch play, and a shutout victory.
And the image is just all of them nodding, maybe laughing a little. Just total shared confidence. It says everything about the spirit Philly builds.
What a picture. Okay, so we've gone through this amazing hypothetical conversation. Let's wrap this deep dive up. What's the core takeaway here?
I think this whole exercise really hammers home that Philly isn't just, a city on a map. It's this living thing. It's a crucible.
Mhm.
It demands certain things, effort, heart, toughness. It tests you. And if you pass, it forges you into a specific kind of athlete.
One with that unbreakable connection to the city's whole blue-collar vibe. You got to earn it every single day.
Exactly. And like Bobby Clark said so powerfully, it feels like the city makes the athlete Philly. It's not the other way around.
That is such a fascinating thought, and it leads us to a final question for you, the listener. Thinking about Clark's idea, how much does your own environment, maybe your city, your team, your workplace, even your family, how much does that shape who you are?
Yeah, how does it influence your approach to challenges, how you define success, what unique qualities, what kind of inner Philly does your own environment bring out in you?
Something to think about. What does your environment demand, and how does it shape you?
A lot of good lessons to be learned there. And I think AI kind of nailed that. For future with this conversation, I'm working on ways to try to figure out how to get the voices to have it like a real conversation. So that's why it was a summary of the deep dive. But lots of good things there. I think having like obviously you can't do it because of Reggie not being here, but I think having half of those guys or a couple of those guys talking, I think it would make for a great show. So I will continue to work on that. But that was Fridays with AI, brought to you by Philly Goat. Go to phillygoat.com. Use that promo code Jim Montgomery to take 10% off of your order.